In the bottom left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the blue Terran player. It is going to be from Team Liquid. It is Clem. And he is going to be taking on the red Protoss in the top right-hand side, MaxPax. It's not hard. It's really hard not to say the team name, and the team name is literally part of the player's name. And like, I think this all the time. It's like I miss a lot of like team intros and stuff. And it's like it's not like I pick out certain ones to do. It's just typically like when the Liquid guys play, Liquid's in the name. It's like it's really easy to say Team Liquid because it's like right there in front of me, you know. I don't know if that's if that makes sense to you all, but it's very effective actually having the team name as part of your name when going into the match. 200 IQ play from Liquid. Getting the name mentioned more than a lot of the others. To be fair, I mean, there used to be, it's this overlay as well, takes the team tag away from it as well, so, you know, if you tag over, on a lot of overlays, you would actually have the bracket Psystorm in front of MaxPax, but this overlay actually removes the clan tags. I think you can turn it on, but I'm not going to press buttons to figure out what the button is to do that. Is it Control-Shift-C? Should I press it? Should I try it? Oh, that's APM. There's a way to turn it on. It's not shift then, is it? Oh, that's oh, maybe it is. There's something else. Yeah, there's a way to turn it on, I guess, but obviously it doesn't really matter too much. just some back information or some hidden info while we start up here. We do see our factory dropping down from Clem, so double gassing it up into the factory to start us off. In the early few moments, and the probe is going to get out onto the map and head toward the upper right-hand side after scouting. He got some good info. There's not much to stick around for, so he'd rather just bring that home than to keep it on the map and potentially risk it to an early Marine or the first Reaper of the game, which is already out. We're going to go second Reaper from Clem, which does mean an investment into gas still. Reaper hops up into the main, just going to be coming through. Stalker going to be right there to hit the Reaper, and the Reaper is going to get pushed back. So Reaper gets in for not much info at all. Stargate's right in the back there, so Clem doesn't get to see that part of it just yet. So you'll have to just continue to try and scout and pick up on what exactly it is that MaxPax is heading into. And the fact that it is a Stargate is interesting, because if Clem knew that, there's a lot of ways then for him to potentially try and take advantage of a Stargate opener. Super fast Cyclones and being a bit aggressive can do a lot for you in those moments, so definitely something we can kind of look toward a little as the double Reaper together. We'll try and make a move into the main base now. We've got a few probes, obviously going to potentially be able to pull to kind of help deal with this. The Reapers will loop around, so they will see the Stargate as long as they keep going far enough, and absolutely sees it now. So you do know what the opening is, and so now Clem can potentially adjust. He instantly starts up a Viking, so Viking from the starport. He got a Widowmine, instantly a Tech Lab as well, as he can start up Cyclone production, it seems. So yeah, he was thinking about a Widowmine drop. Because it's going to be Phoenix, it's just not worth dropping mines anymore. The Phoenix are so good defensively against early game harassment like that, because you can lift up units and so on. Yeah, it's pretty big deal to kind of know about this, because Clem can adjust his build and not just, like, if he didn't know about it, he would maybe blindly send a Widowmine drop in. And then not only do you not have a Viking, not have a Cyclone, you're also giving away the early units you have built that are not going to be that effective against Phoenix. So it is really nice to scout this from Clem. Especially against someone like MaxPax, who really does open Twilight Council and blink so much of the time. Like, it's not a crazy assumption from Clem to 9 times out of 10 assume MaxPax is playing the blink. So getting the confirmation when he does play a Stargate game is very nice. Now there is a little bit of harass over here as the Phoenix show up, and they're going to get an SCV before the Viking shows up to help chase away the Widowmine shot, though. Good to take the Phoenix low HP. That's going to be a nice little connection to make that a little bit lower for later on. So maybe something that, again, Clem can potentially take advantage of. We're keeping our eyes on it to see where that goes as the couple of Phoenix come back around the other direction. Not much else for Clem to do. Play defensive against the Phoenix, collect your units up, and we'll see if he wants to make a push at it all or not. Like the Marines and the Cyclone still gathering. Just going to see the few Phoenix heading down to that bottom side. Again, still got the stim coming through. The barracks going to drop down onto a combat shield. Got that started as well. Still just going to be having our Phoenix, Immortal, Robo Bay building also. Basically, you keep these Phoenix at bay and you take away the harassing potential of them. You remove a lot of their power as they turn into the Cyclone, the Viking. It's going to be a dead Phoenix. So one Phoenix going down. The next Phoenix will take some shots off the Viking as well. Cyclone gets a lock on. That's another dead Phoenix. Oh, no. A little bit of disaster here for MaxPax as Clem is showing up. There's going to be an Immortal out. That's going to be a big part of defending this potentially. First one, Stim and Combat all coming through. The Widowmine going to burrow up. The Observer keeping an eye on it. The Phoenix going to get there for the pickoff. The rest of the Marines, the Cyclone, the Viking gathering together as well. And the Phoenix at least going to go around the sides and look for kind of counter-attacking, or looking to pick off kind of units that are reinforcing more than anything else, I suppose. It's going to be their plan here as a couple of those SUVs get shot down. Phoenix putting some work in. So a lot of Marines on the top. We do have our units going to pull back. We actually got the Cyclone onto the Immortal, which is big because he popped the barrier of it early. I don't think we can fight the Colossus, though, and that's going to be what turns Clem around truly right now. Is actually got a few SCVs as well. I'm just going to try and shut this army down as it pulls back a little bit. Again, Stim and Combat Shield available. It's just Colossus will melt Marines. Even just one Colossus here going to make it very, very difficult for this Marine army to really show up and to do too much of anything right now. Unless we can find out a position, but the Colossus is right there, so I don't mind just poking around and checking to see if there's an opportunity here and there, but there's now a Colossus on the third and natural. I think it's unlikely that this drop finds much else. However, maybe it tempts some units out of position and allows this group of units to move in, and maybe we can go in from two sides and kill this Colossus. That's going to be the plan. We're going to dive on it. MaxPax going to lose Colossus one quickly. The Immortal and Sentry here as well will go down pretty swiftly. And now we can turn our attention towards the third. We've got Widowmines here going to hit Stalkers that do not have Blink, so that's going to be big damage. The Phoenix are melting. This last Colossus in the back is likely really the one thing that can potentially defend right now. It's not ideal, but can it be enough? Not really. It gets dove on. The Zealots walking forward are not going to be good enough either. Again, we are without Twilight upgrades. Without Twilight upgrades, we do not have a good answer to this army of Clem. And MaxPax is going to be in the bottom left-hand side. We're going to have ourselves the red Protoss player. This is going to be MaxPax down a map and looking to bring it back against the blue Terran. In the top right-hand side, we have got Clem. Good scout, good response. MaxPax did not find a way to make use of the Phoenix well enough. He got a few SCVs here and there, but that was really about it. Got to the Colossus to keep himself alive initially, but it's kind of rough because with two Colossus together, maybe there's a better chance for you to kind of not get surrounded there. But the problem is if two Colossus together, then they're both on one base, and that potentially leaves a weakness for a drop play or so, and that's what makes that phase of the game so difficult, where the Terran can really look for the correct opportunity. And if the correct opportunity is there, if the opportunity really kind of presents itself, boom, you just jump on it, you take full advantage, and you can roll from there, right? So definitely a factor. As the barracks coming through, the gateway coming up, and we get ourselves this game number 2 underway without too many immediate surprises, but obviously we'll see what will happen. Group from the orbital coming through. Next in the Cybercore, we'll build the probe, going to patrol at front, the Reaper on the way out. And the factory in the CC just building. The orbital command on the way in. Reaper is about to finish. Cybercore about to be done. All on this probe. Guess until the Reaper pops out, aka now. There's not much else exciting going on, but we can take the Reaper on a trip across the map and see what Clem can do scouting-wise and harassing-wise in the early stages this time. Not really expecting a Stargate again here from MaxPax, expecting him to throw down the Twilight Council in comparison to that first game. That will shade out. Reaper is going to get jumped on. And the Adept going to continue to chase that Reaper down, out towards the upper right-hand side. So just going to try and get in there and potentially make a little bit of something happen as that Reaper hops into the main base. It gets all the way back for the moment. Reaper is going to shoot, and that Probe is going to be in some immediate trouble. Probe, in fact, going down already. Warp Gate, Twilight Council continue to build in already. I got that Twilight Council completing, and that is going to allow us to start the blink. And yeah, Reaper Hellion going to move out one way. A couple Marines going to help to zone the Adept out the other. Both Adepts together here should be kind of fine. Got Blink and that Warp Gate building through. The Robo Facilities coming up from MaxPax as well. And again, our Marines pulling back a little bit. These Adepts have still continued to poke, and now they're going to get overwhelmed a little. Hellion obviously has the speed with the Reaper to chase Adepts down if they get too low initially. That's what happens there for the first one. The second one will be able to shade out for now. And the Hellion's kind of low, so not going to pull that back though. I thought Clem might pull it back to get a repair on it, but not going to be the case. As the Adept continues to shade about. For the moment, Blink still coming through. The Reaper and the Hellion trying to poke at the front. The Stalker going to be right there to turn that away as well. Still got that Blink halfway done. Tank and Marines continue to build a few SCVs and go straight after the Adept once more. 2 SCVs going down already. Good damage being dealt initially. Marines will chase. And again, we have that Blink about to finish up in the next few moments, so looking to get that completed. Nexus on the way, the Probe's on the way. Over on the Natural, the other couple units there are going to get chased back around. Both players taking a couple of worker losses. You wouldn't mind to see from Clem, sorry, of being active as well, but they're going to get brought back home now. So Clem retreating away with everything, not going to try and stick around as he might have initially expected him to go for. It's weird to see the wouldn't mind drop coming back home, but clearly does not feel as though there's an opportunity there for him to, again, make much else happen. MaxPax is going to take the chance to start up a charge. His third Nexus is well underway at this point. This starts to play a very typical, a very typical follow-up from those Blink Stalkers into this next phase of the game. +1 in a siege tank coming through initially. Arax on the way out. The Stalkers poking around. Two gateways coming in there. Again, Simon +1 coming about. Just gonna see a couple Stalkers are actually going to be able to blink forward and chase after the Hellion, able to remove that from that right-hand side already. He's just going to get that immediately. The Observer still gathering. All of our upgrades just continuing through. Those Stalkers continue to push. And Gates, Temple Archives +1 on the charge. Coming online as well. You see another scan, just keeping an eye on things. As we do have the +1 on charge. Continuing to come through for the moment. The tanks. Where do they want to siege up? How do they want to approach this? Going to get themselves sieging right now. Impact combat +1. Continue to build, a couple of tank shots flaring as well. It's going to see those tanks getting some shots off, firing away. Storm going to start, +1 attack coming through. I'm making his first kind of proper push now across the other side. And has that Raven getting a couple of kills here and there. Continue to push down the right. Can MaxPax make a stop on this? Again, the +1 in the Storm coming across. The medevac of Marines on the left-hand side going to go pushing. The Prism going to counterattack, going to make Clem's life a little bit more difficult here by Getting some pressure in. Now, Clem's not fully committed. He's got a third base. Of SCVs dropping from that prison play. The drop doesn't do much here on the side of Clem. Again, Storm about to finish up in the next few moments on the Templar Archives. 4 bases being built from MaxPax. Clem's army did not continue to progress in the end. It did stop. So you see the bio going to get there. We grab a Zealot now. The couple Widow Mines and the tanks continue to move across. Just going to be seeing this army readying up a push down to that bottom left-hand side. Still got the Robo Bay Nexus +2 attack coming online as well. Here, Templar will unload. We'll continue to just put ourselves in a position where we can continue to apply some pressure here. The Zealots still gathering. Robo Bay +2 attack coming up as well. A couple of Vikings on the way out. Build up as much of this as we can for the moment as the Zealot Stalker force regathers in the center. The Prism will join back up, coming up here with everything else. Facility and that Robo Base still coming online. The +2 attack upgrade building on the Forge. We do just get to take a few moments right now where this game settles in and we get to take a chance to really just stabilize our positions and go from there. Vikings and Ghost Soul building, armor upgrade coming through. But yeah, just going to be a nice little passive game for the next few moments. We got to take a chance to just sit back, relax a little bit. Clem and MaxPax both heading to max out here in the next few minutes. Additional barracks coming up. The Synths down the armory still coming online. Do you have the couple of Goes going to head out onto the map? They're factoring a couple of Vikings on that right side, watching for potential Prism entry. Sets off over to the side. CC going to go take the 12 o'clock. Obviously, Clem just going to try and start matching MaxPax on that base count, but MaxPax should always be a step ahead on the bases, and so the 5th base building is the expectation, considering Clem is happy to expand to his own 4th. Like I say, as a Protoss, you kind of want to be that step ahead on the expansion, and that's exactly what we're aiming for initially. As the +2/+1 upgrades continue through, the extended thermal lines will finish very soon. We've got a couple more Colossus building up as well, as we see additional gates continuing to produce. The army of MaxPax comes around that right-hand side. Tanks, Sense Tower. Well, we have the attack on the left as well. We'll check in on that in a moment, but let's see how this fight goes. Clem gets in a position there. Okay, it's just some massive Zealots over here. The beast is not morphed into a planetary yet, so we could just lift it. Not even going to need to, though. As the Zealots leave, they actually eat a bunch of Widowmine shots. They get softened up, and the Bio has a chance to chase. We got a few of those Zealot kills. Overall, a few SCVs going down, but a very manageable amount, and Clem really pushing back both portions of that army comfortably. The main army got shoved away. The Zealots did not do much. I think Clem can only sit and smile about that one. That really does seem like a pretty successful few moments for him in the game so far, as the Zealot Stalker Colossus Archon pushing through. We got the High Templars in the back. We'll be looking for the Storms. We do get the first Warning Storm off there on the ramp. Second Storm again. Gonna soften up a couple of the units as we try and push down here. We've got more Storms, High Energy, High Templar, and they're stormed in plenty of times, so the Ghosts do not get close enough to drop the EMPs down. So it's very important how far away MaxPax is dropping those Storms from, because if you get EMP'd, you're going to be in a whole bunch of trouble very quickly as the upgrades continue through. +3 attack, Disruptor, Dark Shrine, and the Robo Facility all building. The army still of MaxPax heading toward the upper right-hand side, looking for a little push into this base here. Bunker in some trouble. Going to be going down. Storms on some of the Marauders. We do see the Vikings taking some shots as well. More Storms coming down. Actually, very good Storms in terms of where they've been placed, but the numbers might not be good enough. Clem's also across the map. He lost 13 SCVs. If he survives here, he did have this drop going, but actually no, Cannons and Zealot are going to turn that away, so Clem is not going to be able to do as well there, kind of following through as I thought he might. He will hold still, though. Obviously, the big question mark is getting those SCVs built back up, but he kept the base alive. This 5th base going to float back over here right now as there's a Zealot in position, and Clem cannot currently commit units across there to protect that base from being taken. So he has to take at least a moment right there. Disruptor will gather. Obviously, Disruptor is very good at keeping the Terran army back and stopping it from chasing you down as well. Definitely gives you an escape pathway if the fight does not go 100% your way. And of course, just in general, forces the Terran army to move around, which is generally huge. Oh, that's a Disruptor shot. It can do that as well, where it just connects on the entire army and your ghosts just disappear. That's going to be an opportunity for MaxPax to walk straight into this base, as now there's basically no EMPs. The Colossus will go down. Can Clem find a defense here, as the Stalkers are going to be fought against by the Vikings landing as well? And a couple of Zealots getting in the front and doing some tanking work. I mean, if nothing else, Clem's lost a bunch of SCVs once again. It's not going to be easy to rebuild up the ghosts that were lost in that moment. So huge connection there from MaxPax, able to get a massive Disruptor shot off. And I'm talking about all these ways Disruptors can zone and stop you from moving through as a Terran and this and that. But yeah, sometimes they just connect, and when they connect, they hit hard. They hit real hard. Well, extra Colossus now reinforced, and we are going to see Clem with the chance of a few more units on the left side, but a cannon wall once again, Zealots in position, and it looks like that defense is already being made as the Colossus step forward. Bio has to take a second to step back. Laser beaming down a whole bunch of SCVs right here, plus the Storms. I mean, Clem gets the drop off toward the main base, but it looks as though that's mostly going to be dealt with, so that will not be too successful. Colossus still getting chased away as the Vikings continue to push. I mean, the Vikings have consistently stayed in good numbers. They've actually been very good at getting rid of the Colossus. That's been one of the lesser threats in this game from MaxPax, but obviously every other part of this did not quite go the way it needed to. GG is called, and MaxPax ties us up 1-1 in this battle on here, guys. Let's see what we can get. In the top left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the red Protoss player. This is going to be MaxPax, who brings it back with a bit of a longer game there on that game 2. Bring us back and getting into this series that we can head into now a game 3 against the Blue Terran. In the bottom right-hand side, current world champion of StarCraft 2 is Clem. Thanks for joining us today, guys, for the WardiTV !TR Invitational. We're going to be playing some Tempest Rising later today, and you can find out more with !TR. In about an hour, their newest update, including multiplayer and 2v2 and stuff, goes live. So you can check that out, and we'll be playing that for a couple hours when the StarCraft 2 wraps up. There's also a link you can purchase through my link. It helps the stream out and so on as well. And it will be 20% off once the update goes live in about an hour or so. So you can go check that out if you do wish. Otherwise, we are proxying it up for Game 3 of this series. So we are going to see barracks on the top of the map right off the get-go. And Clem coming in with some fire for this third and final game. Now, MaxPax is going to probe scout, so he will come across and notice the lack of a barracks. So, MaxPax walks up. We'll see no barracks on the high ground, and we'll just head into this main mineral line. Like I say, he's going to be aware that something is a little bit fishy right now. Drops the Nexus down. We'll see what the rest of his response will look like as the SCV of Clem shows up. Obviously, MaxPax may not know 100% right now about if this is 2 racks, if this is Marauders, if this is just 1 barracks kind of hidden and building the Reaper. Going to drop a battery down at the front. We do have, again, the Stalkers in production. Looking to get a defense going here, but the Marauder count is growing, so I have seen this build be extremely deadly. I think the most prolific example of it was, of course, the Maori versus Hero game in Dallas. Now, MaxPax's going to see this now, so now he sees what's up. I think our overall resolution was to deal with this. You really want to try and get to a robo facility and get an immortal out or so. Trying to just defend this with batteries and gateway units is pretty rough at times. I mean, right now, there's only one gateway of unit production as well, so MaxPax is not in the prettiest of spots initially. Clem is waiting for concussive shells before committing. More Marauders is not a bad thing. You can chunk through the battery energy and the units much more quickly with those extra Marauders. Extra gateway from MaxPax, so he is just going to try and defend this with the play on the low ground. Again, Clem getting to more and more Marauders. There will be a point where he can genuinely just, you know, hit every single, one-shot Stalkers with Marauders if he goes that far. Do you have some SCVs pulling from across the map, so looking to be a buffer in the front of these Marauders as well. Make this extremely difficult for MaxPax. It really makes him struggle in case he tries to pull the probes as a defense. This is not, honestly, to me, this is not looking ideal for MaxPax. We have seen these Marauder builds be very scary against just battery gateway unit defenses. And I'm not sure we're going to have enough. Like I say, look at the Marauder count, just going to chew through the Stalkers. I think MaxPax really assumed this was not going to be Marauders, and he really thought it was just going to be like a Reaper or so, because he did not really respect this with the opening kind of portion of the defense he went for with it. There's a Sentry out now, maybe a Force Field or so could be interesting to kind of make these Marauders stack up weirdly. They're going to just walk around it though, and they will still chase that Stalker down. It falls. You have Guardian Shield up. There is a couple of Zealots here and there which are doing some work. I mean, the Sentry will actually last a very long time. Is there a defense here for MaxPax still potentially? We've got a little bit of battery energy remaining, but the thing is, Clem still has a bunch of Marauders, and right now MaxPax is in the worst place he's been in terms of unit production. He has nothing already on the map. He warps in another Zealot and a Sentry. Obviously, probes are pulled to try and help play defense against it. The Force Field is cute. It lets the probes catch up for a few moments. I mean, the reality here, I think, with no batteries on the high ground is that these units should not be able to survive all that long. Clem will target fire down the Zealot. The probes will fall as they chase. And it looks as though Clem will set himself up for some TVP. I presume he's going to play some Protoss in the winner bracket finals here today. MaxPax will drop down to the lower bracket to play against Raynor. And that will be our next couple of matches coming through for you guys when we get